Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of CJ's Coins and Graphs. This is going to be part one of a three-part series about the 5-cent piece, or the nickel as we currently call it. So let's get right into it. Okay, so first the shield nickel was made possible, or the nickel was made possible by the act of May 16th, 1866. The original design properties of the 5-cent piece was 75% copper and 25% nickel. The particular shield design that you see on the screen now from 1866 was designed by James Longacre. The 1866 to 1867 shield nickel, it has two different designs, a Type 1 and a Type 2. The Type 1 is the one that you see on the screen now, that has the rays that go out from the 5 in between the stars. Now, this was used from 1866 to 1867 before it changed designs. One of the big errors on the 1866 coins is there is a repunched date for the 1866. As you see here, it's quite significant in as far as a repunched date. So that would be one of the biggest errors that you could find in the 1866. So in the 1867 coins, you will see a transition where the rays are then removed and there are only stars on the reverse, and this is the Type 2 design. And this Type 2 design was used from 1867 to 1883. These are the two different designs: Type 1 on the left and Type 2 on the right. This is an example of an 1867. All of these pictures were taken from PSCGS graded examples that exist in MS 65 to 67 plus grades. So the other thing that happened during this time frame of the Type 2 between 1867 and 1883 is that 1877 and 1878 are 2 years that no business strikes were struck. There were only proof strikes. So this is an example of the 1877. This is the 1877 proof PR66 that was graded by PCGS. This is an example of the 1878 proof, also proof 66, 67, that existed for those 2 years. And then these designs, the shield design was used from 1883 before we came up with a new design, and the designer of the 1883 coin was Charles Barber. So the 1883, there was also two different types of coins: the Liberty Head design, or V nickel, or Barber nickel. It has a bunch of different names. The Type 1 is the one that you see here that doesn't have cents on the reverse. It has E pluribus unum on the reverse on the bottom. What was happening is that they were taking these coins from 1883, gold plating them, and then passing them off as a $5 coin. So the Type 2 was created to prevent this from happening. So this design, the 1883, that has cents on the back, prevented these coins from being passed off as $5 if it obviously says cents on the reverse. So these designs, this is a comparison of the 1883 reverse, both prior and after, where it had E pluribus unum on the reverse. And then that motto was moved to the top underneath United States of America, and cents was put at the bottom. So this design continued until 1912. 1912 being the last year of the business strikes for the Liberty Head design. There was a coin that was particularly minted pattern strike. I'm sorry, this is a proof. Was the 1913 nickel. So in the 1913 nickel, that there only has been 5 known, were first revealed by a former mint worker, Samuel Brown. These 5 proofs were later sold to a coin dealer after being advertised for sale in the late 1923 and early 1924. These 5 went to a coin dealer and then were held by public and private collectors. But you can see the graded examples, or the supposed graded examples, on the PCGS website of those. So the 1912 would be the last year of the business strike. 1913 was only a proof, and as far as what's known, there have been only 5. So this ends part 1 of the 3-part series of the nickel. Stay tuned for part 2 and part 3. Thanks for watching.